Hey guys, welcome back to the Curly Reader. My name's Amanda, and this is going to be the start of week 3 of Historathon, and I thought I might vlog for you guys this week. Alright, so unfortunately I was not able to vlog all of Historathon. We had some family stuff going on. We were actually out of town for a week, so we just got back a few days ago. We're all good now, and so yeah, I thought I would try to vlog at least my experience reading this week, because this week I'm going to be reading our group book. So I thought that this would be a good week to vlog for you guys. So today is February 15th, Monday, and so far I have been able to finish 3 books for Historathon. So I have finished, so far, The Winter Garden by Kristen Hanna. This is the book that I used for a book set in winter. I have also finished Lovely War by Julie Berry. This was my book that takes place during a war that is not World War II, because this is set during World War I. And I also DNF'd a book. I ended up DNFing The German House. It was just really difficult to read, and I'll go into that more in my wrap up. But that was the book that I was going to use for a place set in a location I have visited. And instead I ended up picking up The Children's Blizzard because it is set in Nebraska and South Dakota, and I've been there. And so I finished that as well. And I have loved every single one of the books that I've read so far. It has been such a great reading month so far for me, so it's been fantastic. And this week I'm hoping to jump in and knock out at least 3 more books. We'll see, fingers crossed. But this week, like I said, I am reading The Yellowbird Sings. Have already started. I'm about 10 chapters in, a little over that, I think. I'm using my book sleeve as or my dust jacket as my bookmark. I think actually Angie did that in her vlog too, and I'm like, same. I do the same thing. I'm enjoying this so far. It is very different than what I thought it was going to be. I'm struggling with it a little bit because it's written in present tense, third person present tense, which I don't love, especially for historical books. And it's just really depressing. It's a lot of really hard, heavy stuff. But it's reading really quick. The chapters are really quick. And like at the end of a chapter, a lot of times there's a completely blank page. So like, you have a blank page. It's not a long book to begin with, so I have a feeling that I'm going to be able to get through this pretty quickly. And then I also got my pre-order for Muse in the mail. I'm so excited. And this I'm actually picking up on audiobook. So this is going to be my first audiobook for the week. And if I finish this, I think that I might start, I don't know. The problem I ended up with is I picked a lot of World War II historical fiction. Hold on one second. All right, now, where were we? Children called. Anyway, so, I know what I was saying. I picked a lot of World War II historical fiction for some reason, and I don't like reading the same type of I don't mind reading multiple historical books at a time, but I can't do like 2 World War II stories at the same time. So I'm trying to figure out how to space them apart. And so I'm thinking that once I finish this, my next World War II book I want to be The Nesting Dolls. So once I get done with this, if I am done with this one, I'm gonna pick up The Nesting Dolls as well. We'll see. It's hard to like space them all out when it's such a short period of time. We'll see. So I'm hoping that I can get to that one, and I have that one physically and audio both, so it just depends which one I get to first. But I just started this one this morning. I'm enjoying it so far. This is the one that I'm using for a subgenre because it's fantasy as well. It's set in 1893, and it is like an alternate history where the US is a kingdom, but this girl, her dad thinks that she has these powers to help him create this weapon that he's going to present at the World Fair. And so she's not treated very kindly by her father, and that's as far as I've gotten into that. So that is the start of the reading week. We have some stuff going on this week as a family, but not too much. I'm hoping I can get stuff done. We also need to get back into homeschooling because, like I said, we were gone last week. So we're trying to get that controlled and get the house cleaned up, and it is a full-time job just to keep the house clean with 4 kids full-time at home. It is difficult. So it's definitely something I'm not used to. So we're trying to get that taken care of today as well, because we kind of got slack over the weekend, which tends to be the way it goes. We kind of just let things go over the weekend, and then come Monday we're all like stressed out, which I should learn to not do that anymore, but whatever. All right, I think that's it for this update. I will let you know as soon as I have read more in either of these books. I'm hoping that I get at least halfway done with this one today. I think it's like an 8-hour audiobook, so I'm listening to it at 1.3 or 1.4 speed. So I should be able to get some of that done. And then my goal, let's see, I am at chapter 14 in this. I'm at the start of chapter 14, so I'd like to get at least 10 chapters of this done today as well. We'll see what happens. Those are goals, right? So yeah, I will check in with you when I have another update. Hey guys, all right, so kind of a end of the day update. I have listened to about 30% of Muse at this point. I'm enjoying it. I'm still trying to, we're still laying some of the groundwork, but it's interesting. There's very heavy feminist tones in it for sure, but it's interesting because Brittany Cavallaro, who is the author, is taking real events from U.S. history and kind of rewriting them. So the World's Fair is in it. Instead of the Wright brothers, the Wright sisters are in it, and they're trying to work on a flying machine. Nikola Tesla is in it, and mentioned in kind of his inventions. And so it's been interesting to listen to. The main character, Claire, is the muse for her dad, who's an inventor and is inventing a big weapon, and something's going on with her hands. When she touches things, something happens, but I don't know what yet. We haven't figured that out. So she wears gloves all the time. So yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I have not read any of the Yellowbird Sings yet today. I'm hoping to do that after I get the kids down for bed tonight. I'm actually picking my daughter up from gymnastics right now. It is very, very cold here in Minnesota. I know a lot of places in the nation that aren't used to getting snow are getting snow right now, and so we have snow, but we're not getting new snow right now. It is right now -2 out, but that's without the wind chill or anything, so it's a little nibbly. But I'm gonna head home as soon as she comes out and get the kids ready for bed, and we'll do read aloud. Right now we are reading aloud Nevermore, and so that's been a lot of fun. We are in the last quarter of the book finally. So if you are familiar with Nevermore, we just got done with the Christmas battle. So that's where we're at with that, and the kids have been enjoying that. So I think my husband's probably going to be working late tonight, which is fine, but it just means that I'm going to be reading and then getting the kids to bed, and then I'll probably read The Yellowbird Sings. So she just got done, so I'm going to head home, and I will probably touch base with you before I go to bed tonight. Well, read aloud was successful. We've got one sleeping kid. We've got two sleeping kids. And the older two were just sent to bed. So now I gotta get these guys in bed and tucked in, and then I can settle down to read The Yellowbird Sings for the rest of the night. But I think this is gonna be my last check-in tonight, guys. I will let you know in the morning how far I get in Yellowbird Sings. And yeah, I don't know what we have going on tomorrow. I know I have a meeting tomorrow night, but other than that, I think it should be a pretty chill day. So we'll see. We'll see what we come up with. I'm sure we'll come up with something fun to do. Happy Tuesday! So, I was able to read through chapter 20 last night of The Yellowbird Sings. You guys, this book is not at all what I was expecting it to be, and I feel very responsible because, like, Angie and I both thought that this would make a great group book, and it is full of trigger warnings that I did not do my due diligence, and I feel horrible about that. It is, yeah, it's just very different than what I thought it was going to be. It's not bad by any means. Just a little, yeah, different. So, definite trigger warnings for multiple things. Definitely look into those, especially related to like molestation, things like that, which I mean really does go hand in hand with the time period. So that's not completely to be unexpected, but it's very, I don't know, it's just been a hard read. So, well, not hard isn't difficult to read. It's just like hard for my heart. So anyway, I have made progress in that. The game plan for today, I have already accomplished what I have to sit and do with the kids for their school. Now they have extra assignments they have to do individually, independently. But I have accomplished what I have to do with them. So for the rest of the day, I need to start sketching out my March plan with me. So, and I'm also going to be adding a DNF spread for my annual spreads. So I need to start working on that today. And then I'm also putting together my middle grade March TBR today. So I don't know, I should probably mention this. This is a rocket book. My husband got this for me for Christmas. It's like this very, very thin notebook. He got me the big one. But you write on these, and then when you're done with them, all you have to do is take a wet, like paper towel or a wet microfiber cloth, and it wipes clean. You write on them with the friction pens, Pilot friction pens. Anything in the Pilot friction pen series you can write on it with, and then it'll just wipe right off and you can reuse it. And I have loved these for planning videos. It's been fantastic. So like this is my Historathon planning and the prompts and what I'm planning on reading, like my Historathon TBR. And so this has been fantastic because now I don't need that anymore. I can just wipe that clean. And instead of going through 14 million notebooks a year, I can just have one. And then it's also like there's QR codes on it and you can take pictures of it and like e-file stuff. I don't do any of that, but it does have that capability as well. So I will link that down below. The Amazon, I'll put the Amazon link to that down below in the description box so that if you're interested in one of those, you can grab one of them. But it's been really, really helpful for me. So we really don't have a whole lot else going on today, but I'll take you along for what we do get done. So I'll check in with you when I have another reading update. Hey guys, so it is the end of the day and I thought I would let you know. I'll put my book back here somewhere. Where'd it go? I am about 70% of the way in to The Yellowbird Sings. I didn't read Muse at all today. I just
read The Yellowbird Sings, and I actually switched over to the audiobook of this. I feel like I'm not really missing anything by switching to the audiobook, and it's actually been super helpful because there are a lot of Jewish and Hebrew words and Polish words and German words, and the audiobook is helping a ton with the pronunciation of all of that, and so it's just been really, really helpful. So yeah, 70% of the way in, so making really good headway. I will finish this tomorrow. I'm still really liking it. It is very dark, like very, very bleak. And like I've teared up. It has been very heartbreaking, very depressing. And so I'm definitely going to need something lighter when I get done with this one, for sure. I did today pick up from the library The Nature of Fragile Things, I think it is, this new Susan Meisner book. I kind of really want to read that, so I may read that next. I don't know. We'll see. I'm still reading Muse as well. I just didn't listen to any of it today. I will continue listening to that once I am done listening to this, since I switched over to the audio on this also. But anyway, that is my day 2 wrap up. So I will talk to you guys tomorrow. I will probably still read some of this tonight. But yeah, I will catch up with you guys tomorrow.
Happy Wednesday. I think it's Wednesday. So I just finished listening to the end of the audiobook of The Yellowbird Sings. I spent my morning doing that this morning. The kids are working on cleaning and chores and stuff, and so I just sat and finished listening to this, and I really, really enjoyed it. I'm just realizing that it is blurred by Lisa Wingate, which is kind of cool. So I'm really glad that I decided to switch over to the audiobook on this. I feel like the author really helped with, like I said, the pronunciation, but just like the tone of the story. This was a really depressing book, like really depressing. It was very bleak. It was very dark. I wasn't really expecting that, but I still really enjoyed it. I don't know if that's the right word, but I thought that the writing was really pretty. I know a lot of people were like not happy with the ending, and they're like, it ended like a chapter too soon. I didn't mind the ending. I thought the ending was beautiful and it was realistic. I thought that this book really delved into like what happened after the war with some of the hidden children, and kind of just like what they went through and what the parents went through trying to find their children. Sorry, my hand's kind of shaky. So anyway, the audiobook, I haven't looked in the actual physical book, but yeah, there is an author's note. So the author's note, I felt like added even more to the story as far as how she explored identity and the effect of silence on children. The one thing I will say is, in reading this book, I don't feel like Shira felt like a 5-year-old. I feel like she felt more like a 8 or 9-year-old. And so for me, that was kind of hard. And then like an 8 or 9-year-old who aged. So like when we start, she's 5 years old, and then, she ages like 3 or 4 years. The book covers span of years over like 3 or 4 years. And so for me, she read more like an 8 or a 9-year-old who then aged to be like 12. That made more sense to me as far as her actions. I could not see her as a 5-year-old being in that barn. Like, I just did not see that. I didn't understand it. I didn't feel like her thought processes, the way that they were written, did not feel like a 5-year-old to me. But that's just, I don't know. I could say that's just me, but like, I have kids. I have 4 kids. And so I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on how a 5-year-old like thinks. And I felt like the parts that were written from Shira's point of view were way too mature and way too like well thought out to be a 5-year-old. So anyway, that's my thoughts on that. There will be more coming in our live discussion of this. Angie and I are going to be hosting a YouTube live discussing this book, and so we will definitely have more thoughts and get into spoilers and all that kind of stuff when we talk about that. So now I last night when I was laying down, when I lay in bed to go to bed at night, I always pull up an ebook and read. And I was looking for an ebook to read, and so I have Codename Verity on ebook as well. And I just read like the first 2 pages of this, and I loved it, loved it. And so I'm thinking I might pick that up. But then I think I'm going to be continuing the audiobook of Muse, and physically picking up Codename Verity. Then I also got, I think I mentioned this last night, I also got The Nature of Fragile Things from the library, and I really, really want to read this. It does not fit any of the challenges, like none that I need filled, and so that I haven't already read from, but I want to read it. So I might just read it anyway, because who cares, right? So that's what I'm thinking that my game plan is going to be. I'm thinking when I get done with Muse, I want to start The Nesting Dolls, because that was the one book that I was the most excited about reading, and I haven't read it yet. So I'm thinking that's going to be kind of my plan of attack. So I'm going to be continuing the audiobook of this today, and then probably picking up this when I have a chance to actually physically read. So, oh, and I think I should mention, this is for the challenge to read a book with no people on the cover. And it also covers Chanel from An Intentional Life is doing the Read Your Bookshelf Challenge. And for February, it was Read a Book with red on the cover. And this has red on the cover. It has red bicycles. It has red print. So that works for that. And then this one was to read a subgenre because it's fantasy. So, all right. I think that's everything. Once again, sorry for the shaky camera. I'm going to sit here. My kids are still cleaning their rooms. It takes them a long time. And then the younger 2 are playing at a fort and like watching cartoons and stuff, and they're just having fun. So while I have a minute, I'm going to keep working on my bullet journal because I did not finish sketching that out tomorrow. I actually have a really good idea on how I want to do things this month, so that helps a ton. So I only have a couple more pages to go, and I think I can get that finished up today, so that I can, because I need to like film that because it has to go up next week, probably around the same time that this is going up. So I don't know which will go up first, but I do need to get this worked on. So I'm going to keep working on this, and I'm also hoping that some more of my library holds come in, because I need to put together my middle grade March TBR, because that's coming up next month. If you have not seen our announcement for that, I will link the announcement video down below in the description, because that is going to be super exciting. I'm so excited for middle grade March. And so I'm working on my TBR for that as well. So that's the game plan for today. We don't really have a whole lot else going on. When the kids get done with their chores, we do need to get a little bit of schoolwork done, but it's kind of an easier day for school for us. So yeah. All right. I think that's everything. I will check in with you when I have another reading update. Happy Thursday. Yeah, yesterday was kind of a wash. I ended up not feeling very good at the end of the day, and so I just kind of like chilled for the rest of the day. I am a little over halfway done with Muse. I'm still enjoying it. It's very YA. Which is not a big deal. It's just I still haven't figured out exactly how I feel about it yet. And then I also started reading more of Codename Verity, and I love that book. It is so witty and like sarcastic, and I just think it's hilarious. I've laughed out loud multiple times reading that one already. So that's what I've been reading so far. I had to run to the library to get all of my holds for my middle grade March TBR, and on the way decided to stop at the dollar store with my daughter because she needed some things, and I found at the dollar store, you guys, I found this at the dollar store. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to read some of Britt Bennett's work, and so I was super thrilled I was able to find that at the dollar store. So we did that, and then I went over to the library to pick up my holds, and because of COVID restrictions and reduced hours and all of that,
The library doesn't open for another hour and a half. So we are going to pop into a thrift store. This is just a little local thrift store. I've only been to it once before, and we just need to blow off some time, so it's just me and one of my daughters. And so we are going to pop in here and see if we can find anything fun. So that's the game plan. We're going to do this, and then we're going to go pick up our holds at the library. I actually have 2 different libraries that I need to go to because that's how I roll. And then we're going to go home, and I think that's it for the day. So, and then just keep reading and hanging out, doing schoolwork, all the fun things. So, anyway, let's go thrifting. All right, you guys, I just hit the freaking jackpot. Like, I need to come here more often because this is only the second time I've been here. Let me show you what I got for less than $10. Up first, we have a book by Jeanette Walls. The Silver Star. I've never heard of this. She wrote The Glass Castle, and it sounds like this is a novel, like a fiction novel. Glass Castle was nonfiction memoir. Memoir? That's not a word. Give me a second, please. But anyway, it was like $1, so I got it. All right, I need to figure out where I'm going to set this stuff. All right, I need to figure out a better setup here. I know Mary from Happily Ever After is like screaming right now. I got this for $2.
$2?
$2. I have my daughter back here with me. Yeah, no other explanation needed. I also got, oh my goodness, Miracle Creek, $2. I also got Becoming by Michelle Obama, $2. All right, and then the rest of these are middle grade books, so these were each 50 cents a piece. Wow. Sorry, my bag is like making a lot of noise. I'm gonna take these all out that way.
That's the handball.
All right, so kids books. I have, this one is missing the dust jacket. The Lost Track of Time, but it was only 50 cents, and it's like illustrated. Blah, I cannot do this one-handed. Not good at this, guys. All right, let's see, what else we got? We have Flunked by Jen Kalonita. She's written a few of the Disney Twisted Tales or whatever. This is a fairy tale reform school book, but I thought that it would go good as like a retelling for middle grade March, so I grabbed that. I had a lot of people on the middle grade March videos mentioning Because of Mr. Terupt by Rob Bouye. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I honestly have no idea what this is about, but I've seen it around quite a bit. This Gordon Corman book, Restart, is one that is nominated for a Minnesota Children's Literature Award this year, and it's about a kid who like has a memory loss of some sort, and he's trying to figure out, like, half the school is treating him like a hero and half of them despise him, and he's trying to figure out what happened and why. And then 2 old books that I got. All these kids' books were 50 cents a piece. I got Mitch and Amy by Beverly Cleary. I had never heard of this before, and so I thought that it would just be fun. It's about twins. Amy is in the top reading group while Mitch is still stumbling along. Yet when it comes to math, Mitch is the whiz, and Amy doesn't have to be told to practice her cello, but Mitch would rather be outside riding his skateboard. But in the face of common enemy, the twins stop bickering and stick up for each other. I thought that sounded fun, and I had never heard of that Beverly Cleary before. And then I have a Judy Blume that I'd never heard of before, starring Sally J. Friedman as herself. And it's about a girl who has to move to Florida because of her brother's health in 1947. So those are both old books that from authors that I love, that I've never heard of those books before, though. So yeah, guys, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 books for under $10. You can't beat that. Plus the Mothers that I got earlier for $1 as well. Guys, this is why I can't stop buying books. I have a problem. I know I have a problem. We still have over a half hour to kill before we can get into the library. So I'm thinking we might head to Goodwill, which is probably not what I need to be doing right now, but am I going to do it anyway? Yep. I'll check in with you after Goodwill.
Hey guys, happy Saturday. I did not vlog at all yesterday because I did nothing yesterday. Like, nothing at all. So, but today has been a doozy of a day. My daughter had basketball this morning. We did a Sam's Club run today. It's just been, whew. So I thought I would touch base and give you guys a little bit of an update. I finally finished Muse. I was not a fan. This is like my biggest disappointment of the month, hands down. This was not good. I gave it 2 stars. This for me was way too feminist to the point of all men are out to take advantage of all women. And I don't like that. I don't think that's fair, because I don't believe that all men behave that way. And even in the 1800s, I don't believe all men behave that way. And this book is very much all men are trampling on all women, and the women need to rise up and take what is theirs. And, you know, and I'm all about girl power, but this to me was just too forced. And it came up over and over and over and over again in the book about how, oh, there's no women here, and oh, there's no this. And it was like so reinforced that it was just too much. On top of all that, the romance in here was completely unbelievable. I was not attached to any of the characters. I didn't care. The storyline was not great. The premise sounded super interesting, and it could have been so good, and it wasn't. It was just bleh. So that will be getting donated. I am still reading Codename Verity, and I am loving this. I am only 15% of the way into it. I'm not very far into it, but I haven't really had a chance to just sit and read, and so that's why. But I am loving the sarcasm, the wit, the humor in this. This is following a British or French, I think she's French, girl who basically has to evacuate a plane over enemy lines in Germany and gets captured. And so she is giving her testimony, or not testimony, but her confession to some of the Nazi soldiers, and it's in writing. And so you're getting her writing out her confession, and it's just funny because she's such a smart aleck, and I just think that's hilarious. So there's that. Next on audio, I will be picking up The Nesting Dolls because I'm super excited about this book. So I'm very, very excited to start reading this one next. This is my multi-generational pick. And it takes place in 1931 Odessa, in the USSR, and so Russia, and then 1970, and then in the same place, and then also in Brighton Beach, Brooklyn, I think is where that is. I think it's in New York, 2019. So it says, moving from a Siberian gulag to the underground world of the Soviet refuseniks to Oceanside, Brooklyn, The Nesting Dolls is heartbreaking yet ultimately redemptive story of circumstance, choice, and consequence, and 3 dynamic, unforgettable women, all of whom face hardship that force them to compromise their dreams as they fight to fulfill their destinies. So it just sounds super interesting to me. So I am very, very excited to get to this one next. So that's the game plan. Tonight, I'm actually going to, this will have already happened by the time this goes up. But I'm going to be going live with Krista from Books and Jams on her channel. She is doing a game night with friends. Her and I and Sarah from Sarah's Nightstand are all going to be doing it. And so, yeah, very, very much looking forward to that. So I have a couple hours before that starts. So I'm actually going to just veg for a hot minute. I've actually been watching the Imagineering story on Disney Plus, and I'm finding it fascinating. So I think I might watch an episode of that. My husband's making dinner tonight. He normally cooks on the weekends, which I love. So he's gonna be baking dinner tonight, so I don't have to worry about that. So I think I'm just gonna woosah for a hot minute, because I've been just running all day today, and relax before our live, and then I will check in with you guys when I have another update. Sorry, I kind of dropped the ball with checking in yesterday, and I haven't really been able to take you guys along on a lot of our adventures. It's just been a lot of running errands and not a whole lot going on. We did decide to send one of our kids is going to be going back to school on Monday. So that's really exciting. Our first grader wanted to go back to school. She talked to my husband and I about it and expressed interest in going back to school, and we talked about it, and I think it's going to be the right thing for her. And so that's very exciting. So we do need to go out and get some school supplies and get her all prepped and ready. So that'll be happening tomorrow. So I will see if I can take you along for that, and then she'll have her first day of school on Monday. So that'll be fun. But yeah, that's really all that's happening. So yeah, I will check in when I have another update though. All right, so it's Saturday night. I just got done going live with Krista on her channel. I will link it down below. We had so much fun. We just hung out, her and Sarah and I. It was just a blast. So if you were on the live, sorry, I was going up and down the stairs and now I'm out of breath. But if you were on the live, you will know that I kept saying I was surrounded by books. I mean, seriously. Can you look at all these books, you guys? This was the setup for the live. So many books. So yeah, no reading update. I haven't done any reading since the last time I checked in, but I will check in with you guys tomorrow. I'm hoping to get some reading done tomorrow and round things out. And I also want to share with you tomorrow some historical fiction that my kids have been reading lately. So I'll check in with you tomorrow and share that with you. All right, so it's Sunday. I don't have much of a reading update for you at all, other than I did start listening to the Nesting Dolls finally. I've not gotten very far in it at all. And I have read a little bit more of Codename Verity, but still don't have much more to say about it. But I thought that I would close out this vlog sharing with you some things that my kids have been reading this week, because they have been reading some historical books as well. They have been reading Nathan Hale's Hazardous Tales, and we have 5 of them out from the library right now. How many have you guys read? I know you've read The Underground Abductor. This is about Harriet Tubman, right?
I've read every one but these two.
Okay. So, but you've read this one. This one's about Harriet Tubman,
Yeah, that was the first
Underground
one I read.
Abductor. They've both read Major Impossible, which is it's a Grand Canyon tale. This is about John Wesley Powell. And then they have both read The Donner Dinner Party, which is about the Donner Party. When I saw this at the library, I'm like,
Okay.
they wrote a middle grade book about the Donner Party. And it's disturbing because at the very beginning, it says, the Donner Dinner Party, where's the food?
You're the food.
Yeah. So, anyway, the thing that I like about these from a parent's perspective is on the back, it says hazard level, and it lists all the stuff that's in it. So for the Donner Dinner Party, it has tuberculosis, hypothermia, starvation, accidental shooting, non-accidental shooting, stabbing, cannibalism, bears, and the eating of well-loved pets. So you, as a parent, know what's in it before you get into it.
So I just noticed this the other day.
But these arrows right here is where you tell the hazard levels and everything that's going on in it. It also points to the year that this book specifically takes place because it's a big arrow. This one is around the 1840s.
Oh, okay. So like this one, this is a timeline is what she's saying.
Oh, this one doesn't have it.
This one has the years right there though. And it says the years on it. So anyway, they're really well done. They're written by Nathan Hale. They're graphic novels. And it's basically the way that they're formatted is like Nathan Hale, the spy that was executed, is narrating them to the executioner to try to postpone his execution. He's like trying to take up the time by telling these tales to the executioner.
There's in this one book, they're like, this has gone on long enough. Let's just like kill him and get it over with.
Yeah.
And then, cause there's like the hangman. He's like the funnier one. And he's like, well, then he won't tell any more stories. And he's like, the hangman has a good point.
So we also have out from the library Raid of No Return, which is a World War II tale, and Alamo All-Stars, which is a Texas tale.
I'm actually reading that right now. I haven't
This
gotten
one?
really far into it.
I'm reading
That's the
this
one I am reading.
And there's multiple other ones too. Big Bad Ironclad is an Alcatraz one. They have a couple of Revolutionary War ones, and then they have a World War One.
Oh yeah, they have one
as
that
well.
spies where like everything all started.
Yeah, that one's Nathan Hale's story, I believe. So anyway, they've been completely devouring these.
I think I actually read both the Donner Dinner
Oh,
Party
yeah.
and Major Impossible in like one night. I was up till like 10.
Yeah, they stayed up late and
Like
read
2
those
hours
two.
to read those 2 books.
This one it says, on the arrow it's like because it said like exploding whales and like whales don't explode. These ones do.
Yeah.
And, like,
So
this
it's
book has-
funny. There's
and
lots
it-
of jokes throughout them, but it's also pretty gory. So like, know that as the parent going into it. But they're historical and they're historically accurate. They're it kind of touches on a lot of the not so great things that have happened, and I think that it's interesting for the kids to be able to see these historical events, and it kind of gets them interested in what really happened. I know with the Donner Dinner Party, we talked quite a bit about what happened and why it happened and the outcome of things and all of that. With the Major Impossible, Sophia was telling me about John Wesley and what he did in the Civil War. Hey girlfriend, what's up?
We're already looking at other people's. And just Bill's.
Okay, okay. So yeah, we just thought we would share with you something middle grade wise that the kids have been enjoying that has been sparking their interest in the realm of historical books. So anything else you guys want to share?
No.
Nope. All right. Thank you. That's going to do it for this vlog. I hope that you guys enjoyed spending the week with me.
Hi.
And yeah, I really enjoyed it. So, okay, this week I read The Yellowbird Sings, I read Muse, and then I started Codename Verity and The Nesting Dolls. So that's what we got through this week. This one, not a fan. This one, way different than what I was expecting, but I still really enjoyed it. Not enjoyed. I appreciated it because it's not a book that you can say you enjoyed. But yeah, that's going to do it for this vlog. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you stick around and subscribe. And until next time, see ya!